No, it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, so quite unlike what we had kind of discussed. If you can shift your camera a bit, I think, yeah, cool. So, quite contrary to what we had discussed, and it seems that, in fact, one particular term which we had discussed, and that was 21 में Ram and 26 में Bam. But it turns out that the party for which left voters went for was not really BJP. They went for clearly TMC. So now, first question: what is that one factor which BJP definitely did not get it right? What was that one thing which BJP got it wrong completely? If if you have any such thing in mind.
So actually, if you think the scale of defeat is so huge that it's not fair and not even easy to actually pinpoint one mistake. There are many mistakes, which now we can say in the hindsight, not that we knew it, but now we can say. So, first, I would say is to expect larger counter polarization against the Muslim polarization, which did happen. And it is safe to say that almost all Bengali Muslims voted for TMC. Almost all. I mean, I'm not saying that every single one did, but except ISF candidates and Muslim candidates of other parties and their families, perhaps, every single person voted for TMC. Every single Muslim, that is. So that was one huge factor. There was almost no breakaway and no division in Muslim voters in Bengal. Second factor, which can be an extension to the first point, is BJP perhaps predicted and assumed and made their strategies based on the number that there are 27 to 30% Muslim in West Bengal. Now the thing is that in 2011 census, it showed that there are 27% Muslims in West Bengal. Okay, so if we see the natural change in demography percentage wise, just based on birth rate, okay, and the infiltration that took place for the last decade. No, it's been a decade. This year was supposed to be the decade of census, but because of coronavirus, that cannot happen. So, considering all those factors, I think the actual number would be some. I mean, when the census will happen in 2021 or perhaps in 2022, the result that would show is the Muslim population would be somewhere around 32 to 35%. Now that's a huge difference. No, just 4% increase, which is going 100% towards one party. That's a huge shift. And again, remember, in
So we can
2019,
assume that at least out of 35% of the total population, at least 31 to
no,
32% have
let's
clearly
consider
gone.
it 32%. Let's not go as
Even
far as
30, yeah,
35%. Yeah,
yeah. But still, basically, the BMC had a head start of 30% of vote share to begin with.
right, right. Absolutely. So, as I was saying that even in 2019, TMC actually got around 43 or more than 43% when they got 22 seats and BJP had 18 and BJP was around 41% or something. Right now, as it seems that TMC is around 48%. It's a little above
Yeah.
48% actually.
No,
So
I
there is
think
this
they secured 47 points something, and BJP secured 38 points.
perhaps okay. I might not be
Yeah,
I might not be aware of the exact number, but it is
yeah,
somewhere around
yeah,
upwards of 47.578 and between 48%. So the
yeah.
point is that they actually increase their percentage of votes by 4 to 5%.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, once we say that there is 47 or 48% vote, we are actually assuming that there is 32% Muslim vote. So,
right.
so the rest 15 or 16% is the all votes that TMC got was the Hindu vote. Now, if you divide
Right.
it by the rest 68% of the total Hindu population, it comes somewhere around 15, 16% of Hindu votes. The overall, sorry, the 30% of around Hindu votes. Okay, it's not that huge, but the expectation from BJP was that BJP will get 70% of the 70% population and it will be 49% to BJP. That did not happen.
Right.
BJP struggled to go even up to 38%, if I'm not wrong. So BJP's
38 they
vote share
have crossed.
declined by,
Yeah.
but
38,
barely. I mean, it's
but
not,
barely. Yeah.
yeah, barely.
38.01 or
So,
something. Yeah.
yeah. So they decreased by some around 3% of votes compared to 2019, of course, not compared to 2016. 2016 was a completely different vote. Let's not
Yeah.
even talk about 2016. Another factor I would like to mention is, as you mentioned in the beginning, that the 21 में Ram, 26 में Vam, that factor, and most people are assuming that left and Congress votes have shifted to TMC, lock, stock, and barrel. That could be
Right.
true. I'm not saying that it's not true. All I'm saying is I personally did analysis on 55 to 60 seats today. I could not find time more than that. So on those seats, I could find only three seats. Again, I'll repeat, three seats where TMC won that particular constituency because left and Congress votes have collapsed. Only three
Only
seats out
three
of
seats
55.
out of
Only three
55.
seats. Right. Uh, Even all those three seats are between North Dinajpur and Murshidabad, highly Muslim dominated area. Where Muslim population at least about 40% and hovering around 50%. In Malda, for example, it is almost 70% Muslim population. So in those districts where Congress was powerful, Congress was supposed to win, the vote share shifted. BJP was not supposed to win there in any case. But it seems like the Muslim voters did not want to take any chance. So they voted lock, stock, and barrel for TMC in every single state, which is why you can see 44 of Congress and 26 of left in the last election, that is 2016. They are reduced to zero as combined. Zero. So that 70 seats were shifted to, I mean, I'm not saying those exact seats, I'm saying those 70 seats were added to BJP's tally of three. So BJP is somewhere around 73 plus 4, 5 here and there. So that is the reality. What I actually realized by, going into those numbers, going to the details of yesterday's result, like on those 55 seats, in say almost all the seats that BJP was leading in 2019, in once you convert it to assembly segment wise, and what actually took place in 2021, TMC won those seats because the increase in voter turnout went almost entirely to TMC, almost entirely to TMC. In most places, left and Congress voters, their vote base remained intact. Even BJP's vote has remained intact. It hasn't increased in most seats, but it remained intact. By remaining intact, I'm saying that 2 to 5,000 votes here and there is remaining intact. Once you're counting 1 lakh votes or 85,000 votes, 2 to 5,000 votes here and there is normal. So that is the reality that we are facing. So almost all the seats TMC has won, all credit due to TMC, not because of anyone else's votes falling. Again, in most constituencies, except that North Dinajpur and Murshidabad region, everywhere TMC has increased its vote share. And secondly, there
So
is
then,
no
yeah,
explanation. Just lastly, in
yeah.
Jangal Mahal area, which were saying that BJP will sweep, because it did sweep. BJP won around 45, 46 seats out of those 54 seats in Jangal Mahal area. BJP is now somewhere around 9 or 10 seats. So BJP did not just not improve, but it actually got decimated in that area where there is 90% Hindu population.
Then what,
90%.
according to you, is the reason that they lost even in the area which was Hindu dominated?
Honestly, I don't know. There could be many reasons. The one reason could be that that Bengali factor actually worked. when Mamata Banerjee was continuously saying that the outsiders will come here, the outsiders will come here. That may have worked. We see those similarities in Maharashtra politics when we were in school, when Raj Thackeray was, you know, sort of a famous leader, safe to say, yes, famous. Shiv Sena's entire existence is based on Marathi Asmita, so-called, and the similarity goes so deep that people who used to talk about Marathi Asmita are almost entirely unaware of the Marathi, literature or anything that is actually Marathi. Similarly, in Bengal, people who, in this election particularly, who were saying that we are Bengalis and we won't allow anyone else to come, they don't really have anything to do with Bengali. It was just a plank, election plank in Maharashtra. It was an election plank in Bengal this time.
So one more point. Do you really think that firstly in Odisha election it was absolutely clear that the voter of India is sufficiently smart that it chooses a particular leadership for central government and a different leadership for state government. So even in one election they voted for Modi, and in some of the cases it was seen that they were voting for Navin Patnaik in the same seat. That is one factor. So do you think that this particular result has some amplification of the same thing, that whenever it comes to central government, people want to pose faith in Modi, whereas when it comes to state government, they want a regional satrap who is strong. So, do you think that a regional leader is what has really played into favor of TMC? A strong, charismatic regional leader.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about that. Uh, Even Yashwant Deshmukh of COT, he told in an interview after this election that even the poll that he conducted, the exit poll, which showed TMC winning, actually, the COT poll actually showed TMC winning. Even in that poll, when asked who would you vote for in the Lok Sabha election, the gap between Assembly choice and Lok Sabha choice was around 10%. So in Lok Sabha, you might see the same result or even maybe perhaps better picture for BJP in 2024 election, because in 2024 it will be 13 years of Mamata Banerjee's anti-incumbency, and people would be voting for Modi, not for Mamata. So
Right.
you can see better results for BJP, certainly better than what it has achieved yesterday. But uh, I would say about strong local leaders. It is easy to say for people like you and I to say BJP
Right.
needed strong leadership. BJP did not have strong leadership. BJP had
Yeah, precisely. It
three
lacks,
assemblies.
lacks, yeah, it
So
lacks regional leader.
it had to create something out of nothing. It
Yeah.
it was expecting to create it was expecting another Tripura, I would say, from West Bengal.
Right.
It just did not happen. The size is much bigger. The size is almost, just to go electorally, the size is 21 times bigger, 21 times. So that's incredible that even BJP is going from 10% in 2016 to 39, almost 39% or 38% in 2021. In 5 years, you are almost increasing fourfold. That is huge. But since your expectations were to reach 45, 46, 47% because of your own performance in 2019, you can't claim that we did better than 2016. That would be shifting goalposts, I would say. So, lack of regional leadership and the abundance of availability of a strong regional leadership for TMC was there. I would say the only positive that TMC had was they had very strong and sort of popular regional leader. That was Mamata Banerjee.
Right. So that is one thing. And one more thing which I was continuously, if we can actually listen to Prashant Kishore, some of the comments and the interviews which he was giving, he was again and again harping on a simple fact that it is simply not possible for BJP to win Bengal demographically. He was continuously pointing that the moment TMC takes away 30% of the entire vote share, then what happens next is, out of the remaining around, let's say, 65 to 70% of 65, let's consider 65 of Hindu voters, even if they take away that 15%, they anyway reach the ballpark figure of 45, and then BJP is left with remaining 55, out of which they have to score 90%. So they have to, out of 55, they around have to get 45 to become competitive in this entire picture. So what was needed for BJP was absolute consolidation of Hindu votes in its favor, and that has clearly not happened. Now that is one thing. Now second thing which I would like to ask: do you think that implementation of CAA and NRC will have any impact in coming election in 26? Because 24 again seems quite early, but 26 is certainly 5 years of time if BJP comes back to power in 24, and they certainly have these years, 3 years remaining. Do you think that implementation of NRC and CAA will have any impact on Bengal?
So the first question, which was the Prashant Kishore's comment. Uh,
Right, yeah.
yeah, it is demographically difficult, I would say, to actually win in West Bengal without Muslim votes. You know, percentage-wise, Assam has more Muslim voters and population than West Bengal. Assam has around
Ah,
35% Muslim vote. No, it is
true.
perhaps the largest Muslim vote in India outside Jammu Kashmir. Even
And
in
still BJP managed
Kerala,
to.
and not just once but twice, it came back to power yesterday. You know that did happen, but there is a there is a reason why that happened and why it could not happen in West Bengal. In West
Regional
Bengal,
leader.
no, the reason is the demographic reason. There is a demographic reason other than the leaders and all. In West Bengal, the spread of Muslim votes and the Muslim population is from end to end. You will find a Muslim voter, the Muslim resident, Muslim Bengali in Darjeeling and in South Chavez. It's not that it's in pockets. In Assam, other than Barak Valley and Lower Assam, the border of Bangladesh, once you cross that region, in north there, you will find hardly any Muslim dominated constituencies. There are tons of constituencies where Muslim population is 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%.
So
So
basically, you're saying that in Assam, the population of Muslims are widely spread, whereas in Bengal, they are not only concentrated, but they are concentrated in assembly seats in abundance of numbers. So not only they dominate particular region, but also many assembly seats come from those.
right, so the, con- con- actually the conventional wisdom says that in West Bengal there are 94 assembly constituencies which have substantial Muslim population. I'm saying the conventional
How
wisdom
many?
because
90,
94.
94. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
right,
saying conventional wisdom because the data is based on 2011 census. Again, yeah, that
right,
was the last census.
right.
In Assam, just to finish that point, BJP won in seats with huge margin, huge margin, and AIUDF Congress alliance won in there on those seats, which was something around 45 or 50. I'm not sure. That is also a huge margin. So both alliances won by 90% margin. That's huge. The exact opposite happened in West Bengal. That even today, when Mamata Banerjee has won around 214 or 216 seats or something like that, the margin of victory in each state is very narrow, very narrow. And goes both ways. I'm not saying that BJP has lost all of them. BJP has won some seats. With one particular seat, I'm sure that I saw that, which was a 57 votes majority. So it's that
Of
narrow.
BJP.
Yeah, Nitish Pramanik, if I'm not wrong, in northern in Alipurduar's area. But
Right.
that's the reality that BJP and PMC both are winning with very slim majority, which is why you did not know who was the winner in Nandigram until the last round of votes being counted. Suvendu Adhikari won on the 17th round or something. So that is the difference because of those 94 constituencies and because of how thinly spread out the Muslim population is in West Bengal. Just few Hindus voting for that particular party is enough, provided you get almost 100% Muslim consolidation, which did happen.
which did happen. Now coming to another question, now a bit of a futuristic question, and probably that will be our last question for today. Going into 26, now there are two things which I can clearly see. First is there will certainly be some shift of Muslim votes to other parties, namely it may be AIMIM or other parties or the local AISF as it is there, that party. If that happens, then there is some leg room for BJP. In the alternative, if BJP still wants to win on its own, the only alternative is absolute consolidation of Hindu votes in particularly Jungle Meher areas and other areas where Hindus still count for something. And that is precisely what BJP's task will be, that they have to consolidate the Hindu vote. And do you think that BJP in coming 5 years will be in a position to do so?
It could be, provided that the central leadership actually provides physical security of the ordinary worker in West Bengal, ordinary BJP worker in West Bengal. Right now, we are seeing that before we started this live, around 28 to 30 BJP karyakartas have died since the yesterday's result. So in
That is
less
not
than
even
24
24
hours,
hours.
yeah, more than 28 karyakartas have died actually. And the incidences of unruly behavior and beating BJP karyakartas all over West Bengal are unimaginable and
Numerous.
can't even count it.
Unreported.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So, provided that central government, central leadership actually provides physical security, then BJP definitely can. There's this very famous saying about German army in before Hitler took it over. Actually, during First World War, every French and Russian and British and American general actually used to tell their soldiers that never underestimate German counterattack. Never underestimate, because Germans are extremely good at counterattack. They will make you believe that they are retreating and then they will attack you back. Similarly, you cannot underestimate BJP in their resilience and their fighting spirit. You you can say BJP has failed. You definitely should say BJP has failed. BJP has been devastated and has been decimated in West Bengal. But you cannot say BJP did not give it 100% in West Bengal. BJP did more than 100% in West Bengal.
Absolutely.
So
Undone.
can can BJP bounce back in 2026? Definitely they can, provided that they provide physical security. I would mention that again and again. The Muslim consolidation point, I would say BJP cannot rely on it, that it will, shift from TMC to any other party. There is no reason for them to shift as long as BJP is there. The only threat that TMC or any other party in different states would show to Muslim voters that if you don't vote for us, BJP will come to power. So long as
Right.
that threat is there, the
They will
Muslim
never
consolidation
revive.
will be more and more towards that one party. So that is there. Even in the same situation in UP 2019, we saw BJP winning most of the seats, if I'm not wrong, around 65 or 66 seats out of 80 in 2019, because BJP's vote share was around 49.5%. BJP's own vote share. So the only way to win for BJP is to get 50% plus votes. BJP did not even, that wasn't even their aim in this election. They were hoping that we would get 40 to 45% votes. TMC would be around 41, 40%, 30, 39% perhaps votes. And left and Congress Alliance and ISF together would get 10% around. That just did not happen. TMC got 48%. Provided TMC got 48, if let's say, hypothetically, obviously all of this is hypothetical. Let's say in 2026, TMC retains its all 48% of vote. But what if BJP gets 51%? Then this 48% is also, of no use for TMC, provided BJP crosses that 50% mark. So I would say not just in West Bengal, but in all the other elections, all the other state elections, that is, it would be necessary for BJP to cross 50% mark on its own. Let's, let's take our home state's example, Maharashtra. Do you think BJP can win other than, getting 50%? BJP can't, because all the three parties are, fighting together. So their vote share would be around 50%, or perhaps most. BJP's target should be and would be to get 50% votes in all the states. So that's a huge task, but that's the reality.
Right. So on this note, we will conclude today's session, and we have really discussed what really happened in Bengal and what kind of bombshell that was unleashed on BJP and other, all of our optimistic.
Surprisingly and sadly, not just metaphorically.
Yeah, that is also true. Yeah, not just metaphorically, but also in some areas, literally. So they took it upon themselves to make it literally. That is quite a sad part. And one, as we conclude, definitely our heart goes out to those who have came out in support of BJP and now they have failed. And because of the fact that they had shown the guts to come out, now they will really be facing one of the worst wrath of the state government. So as you correctly mentioned, I just hope that the central government, especially under the able ministry of Amit Shah, I just hope that they do look into this matter and this kind of political violence should not happen or should be prevented.
Yes,
Yeah.
surprisingly, BJP's candidate from Tollygunj, Babul Supriyo, the central minister, he actually tweeted saying that I cannot reach to my karyakartas because my car will be attacked immediately. If that is the leadership that you are providing, that no karyakarta will come to you ever, that if you are afraid of getting attacked and don't care about
Right.
the
Precisely.
ordinary karyakarta who doesn't even have a car to get attacked, that
True.
karyakarta won't come to you.
Right. So now I think it will also be upon the regional leadership to show the guts and to show their mettle and to prove their mettle. The central government and the central leadership had certainly delivered them around, let's say, quite a handsome increase in numbers. Now, of course, it is their job to ensure that from 77 they jump on to become the ruling party. So on that note, we will conclude. Let us hope for physical well-being of all the BJP Karyakartas over there. And let us also congratulate Mamta Banerjee on this great victory of hers and a hat-trick. So on this note, we will conclude. Thanks a lot, Apurva. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.